Hey guys, it's Graham Elwood. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. Today, I want to go over an article for one of the Patreon backers. For $5 a month, you get to pick one article or topic for me to talk about. And this is one of the first ones that I'm doing. This is from Seth. His company is Digby Davis LLC, and he is a Patreon backer. Seth, thank you so much. And everyone over there, Digby Davis LLC. Here is his email to me. Graham, as you did by moving your funds from Wells Fargo, I did a video about a month or so ago on how to defund the Dakota Access Pipeline. It's in the, if you go through the playlist, you'll see it. I pulled my money out of Wells Fargo and into Beneficial State Bank, a not-for-profit bank. Because one of the things I've talked a lot about on this show is vote with your dollars. And since all these corporations, the corporate media that run the two parties and all that, all they care about is money, we have to start, voting and petitioning our politicians is all great, but really hit them in the pocketbook and that'll make them change their mind. So that's what Seth is referring to. It's a past video you can go back and check out. If people are more aware of how they invest and or spend their hard-earned money, it could go a long way toward reclaiming our democracy by reducing the buying power these socially and environmentally damaging mega corporations have in our government. Absolutely true. To that end, have you ever heard of and what do you think of B corporations? I had never heard of B corporations, Seth. Thank you so much. That's why I love this, and that's why, obviously the Patreon is to help me make more money and make this be my job and so I can do more cool stuff. But I also am learning a lot from you guys. So when you send me something like this, I had no idea. So he sent me a link to bcorporations.net, what are B Corps, and I also looked them up on Wikipedia. And here's the Wikipedia answer to what are B Corps. In the United States, a benefit corporation is a type of for-profit corporate entity authorized by 30 U.S. states and the District of Columbia that includes positive impact on society, workers, the community, and the environment in addition to profit as it is legally defined goals. Benefit corporations differ from traditional C corporations in purpose, accountability, and transparency, but not in taxation. Since December 2015, the Italian Parliament has introduced a new type of for-profit corporate entity named Società Benefit, a virtual translation of the U.S. form, thus making Italy the first country in the world to make this legal status available for its entire territory. Australia is in the same process of doing a similar version. So what is the purpose of a B Corp? It's to create general public benefit, which is defined as material positive impact on society and the environment, i.e. maximum positive externalities and minimum negative. A benefit corporation's directors and officers that operate the business with the same authority as in traditional corporation, but are required to consider the impact of their decisions not only on shareholders, but also on society and the environment. Traditional corporation, shareholders just judge it on profit. So what this B Corp is, Seth, I got to say, I appreciate you sending me this information. And looking through this, I think B corporations are a great step in the right direction. Since they're a relatively new thing, it seems like, since maybe it's been less than 2 years. I'm all for this type of thing because right now what we're seeing around the globe is unregulated, unchecked capitalism is like destroying the world. And we're going to have, I've talked about the carbon bubble, and there's a lot of bubbles out there. Then Trump is going to start to inflate because he's going to go for short cash. And when they bust, it's going to be bad for not just America, but for the entire world. So how do we get away from that? I think a regulated capitalism that is socially conscious and socially aware could actually benefit the world. I think it could. Like, lifting countries like China, lifting people up into a middle class. China didn't have much of a middle class prior to their manufacturing boom that's happened in the last 15, 20 years. So it can benefit, but when it's out of check like this and it's all top heavy, then it's a bad thing. So honestly, in my opinion, Seth, I think B corporations could be a good thing, and I'm going to put the link down there for everybody else. It's bcorporation.net, and you can also do some of your own research on it. And if you have any other information, anyone watching this has any other information about B Corps, I'm open to hearing it. But I think this is a good first step, because I think we've gotten so out of control. I was talking to a friend of mine who's probably in his 60s, and he's like, Graham, I've never seen in my entire life such a high level of greed and selfishness, just like across the board from everybody. And it's what I've mentioned before, Chris Hedges talks about in Death of the Liberal Class, when the liberal elite is like wealthy and they're just hypocritical and don't give a shit. They're the last like line of defense of checks and balances. And so when that's gone, then we're in real trouble. So I think it's going to come down to us, the individuals, and then supporting this type of B corporation. So this is great stuff. Look for B Corps. We talk about on this show voting with your dollars, and we all have to participate with giant corporations without a doubt. I have a new iPhone. I switched from Sprint to T-Mobile. So I don't know, what did I switch from? One giant megacorp to another one, and I mean, so I get that like we all have to participate in it a little bit, but even incremental things is pulling a little bit of money out of your bank, a big bank that was funding Dakota Access Pipeline, and into a non-for-profit or a credit union, and then finding companies that are B Corps. I'm going to pay more attention to this. So like when you have the choice between buying two products, let's say you're just at the store and you're like, well, this company I've done some research on them, and they're a B Corp, so some of this money goes, even if it's a little bit, it goes more than what these giant corporations do. What these giant corporations do drives me crazy. They spend billions and billions of dollars, and they screw over the environment and the workers and everybody else, and then they'll write like a $100,000 check to some organization. They go, see, we're taking part of the community. It's like, it's ridiculous. So Seth, thank you so much for sending this. Everybody, like, subscribe if you haven't already. I know we're getting a lot of new viewers are coming over from when I was on Aggressive Progressive and the Jimmy Dore Show. Two great shows. If you haven't checked those out, please do. I welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your comments. And go to the Patreon page below. For only $5 a month, I will read an article like this and mention you or your company's name. Thank you guys so much. Make Gotham great again.